Yo, what's going on, you guys? Your boy Swag Kings here. I'm coming at y'all with another video. Alright, in this video, I'm going to be talking about the next upcoming project I got in the works. You know, I've been working on it for like the past, couple of weeks and a few days or whatever. Cause I've been like mostly focusing more on the characters, on how the gameplay is going to be and stuff like that or whatever. But on the long side, I'm still working on my Darkstalker Street Fighter project, so I'm not giving up on that. You know, I just thought that I have a side project to work on as well, as I'm also working on my Darkstalker for Street Fighter. So I'm not dissing Darkstalker for Street Fighter. I'm still actually working on that. So as I'm working on this upcoming project that I'm, working on right now, because I had the idea in my head for some time. So I'm like, let me, do this and put this together since no one hasn't really done it yet. Okay, so alright, so basically this next project I got, on the way, I call it Street Fighter versus Capcom. Now I know you guys may think, okay, the name sounds kind of a little weird because, basically Street Fighter is the same thing as Capcom, which we already know, which that's true, which I'm going to explain my reason why a little later on in this video. But first, I'm going to talk about, the ideas about the game and how the gameplay system is going to be and stuff like that. So we're about to, get to that right now. So, alright, here we go. Alright, so the whole idea of the game is basically just Street Fighter characters fighting against Capcom characters, which we all know, which means the Capcom side, which is like Strider, Captain Commando, M.U.G.E.N, Darkstalker characters, Resident Evil characters, Red Earth characters, and so on, or whatever. You got your Street Fighter side, which we all know that's pretty basic. So I mean, I thought of the idea. I was like, maybe this would be a little interesting concept or whatever. But I was like, let me see how well this goes and see what everybody else would think of it though. But like I said, I know the title maybe, sound a little weird, but like I said, I'll talk about that a little later. So that's my whole idea of it. Basically just Street Fighter characters fighting against the Capcom characters. So, okay. Now as for like the gameplay, it's going to still be using pot style characters, but I decided to like switch them around a little bit. Besides, them, like always like dodging, rolling, back and forth, running and doing small jump and charging meter and doing custom combos and stuff like that, right? I basically decided to like switch them around a little bit. Like how about, taking away, half of the features that they have and having them fight like, regular characters without having that. While having the features, which, as I explained, such as the rolling, charging meter, custom combos, running and stuff like that. So basically like how the old school games used to fight back in the 90s, like how like Street Fighter Alpha 1, 2, and 3 fought, and etc. and stuff like that. I'm talking like that, So I just thought that it would be different, besides just recycling the same thing all the time, because in this project I kind of don't want to keep recycling like the same characters from other M.U.G.E.Ns and stuff, because I feel like if you're going to make a project and you're going to be serious about it, well, it depends on what you want to do, but I'm saying for me personally, I don't want to keep recycling the same characters. So I feel like if I'm going to make a new project, the characters got to fight a little differently, got to play a little differently, because it's like, okay, I played this character in that last M.U.G.E.N game, why would I want to play the same character from that M.U.G.E.N game into this one, which is not going to make any difference for the game. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I decided to like switch the characters around a bit and have them like fight differently without them dodging, charging meter and rolling back and forth and running, doing small jumping, etc., so it can make the game feel a little different, which I think is a good idea to do that, because like I said, the recycling back and forth after a while is going to kind of get a little played out, you know what I mean? So I'm just saying for everybody else that have their projects on the way, they could do that for themselves. But I'm saying me personally, I like to be different, so I feel in this game there won't be none of that, there won't be any of that, so I'm taking it like very retro-ish, stuff like that. So okay, and for like the fighting system, I was thinking, the idea that I had in mind, I don't know if most of you guys would know, but if you all know, if y'all all had played Street Fighter EX3 for PS2 back in the day, I know as much as that game wasn't really like halfway finished, but they had a certain mechanic in that game where I don't know what you would call it, but I don't know if many of you would know if you have played. I know many people out there has played Street Fighter EX3 before for PlayStation 2, for PS2. And they have a mechanic where you could do like move canceling. Like for example, what you could do in that game, which I don't think people may notice, but I think people have noticed, where you could cancel a move into another move. Like say for example with Ryu, like he could cancel his fireball into his hurricane kick, or a fireball into a dragon punch, or and stuff like that. I was thinking, because I sat back and I was watching a couple of Street Fighter EX3 matches to get an idea, and I said, why do I add that system to this project? Because which it'll give the game a different feel, you know, like having characters do something like that. Because since nobody hasn't really done that yet, so I'm like, let me just add that fighting system to my newest project that I'm talking about with you guys right now. So I'm thinking about going along with it because I already had tried it out. Because like I said, I've been working on the characters and stuff like that. Because the characters I have been working on so far was Rolento and Nash. And now I'm actually working on Strider right now because, you know, like I said, Strider is going to be in the game because he's a Capcom character. He's not a Street Fighter character, so he's a Capcom character. But the first two guys I have been working on was Rolento and Nash. And I tried the system out with them that I'm talking about with the move canceling. It seems to work really well, but I still need to polish it up and make it look nice and everything and stuff like that because, you know, I have to make it look good. I can't have, you know, a project to be half-assed. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah. So it's going to be using that fighting system, so you'll be able to, like, you know, cancel out another move into another move and such like that. But, you know, which it works really fine, but like I said, I still need to, like, polish it up or whatever. And whatever, you know, Street Fighter or Capcom character I put in the game, they're going to have that. So that's what's going to be the fighting system so far of the Street Fighter versus Capcom and stuff like that. So yeah, that's basically what's going to be the fighting system or whatever. But like I said, you know, I had the idea in my head for some time, and I just wanted to put it together, you know. So I'm actually working on that as we speak. And also, I want to mention this. I also wrote a thread on the New Age M.U.G.E.N site, so I could probably leave the link in the description below talking about it. But I didn't mention the fighting system in the thread because I didn't have an idea yet. But now I got the idea on what I want my game to fight like, but I'm mentioning it now on camera. So, but I do have a thread on the New Age Music, so I could just put the link in the description below if you guys want to read it. I already got a couple of comments on there. So I mean, some people, you know, ain't too fond of the title. But like I said, I'm gonna talk about that in a second or whatever. But which is cool, you know, or whatever. So, but if you guys want to check out the thread, I will leave the link in the description below. You could probably go in the project session. You will see Street Fighter versus Capcom and etc. So, but okay, but now talk about the title. Now I know the title may sound weird and a little off, but the reason why I named it that, because honestly I don't want to like just keep using Capcom as my first title. You guys know what I mean, because we got so many like M.U.G.E.N projects out there that kind of starts with the first word Capcom, and I don't really want to do that. I don't want to like follow up on that trend where I'm making like a Capcom this or a Capcom Battle Coliseum or a Capcom Chaos or whatever. I don't want my title to start with that. That's the only reason why I came up with my own name, which is Street Fighter versus Capcom. Because I know, like I said, we have so many projects that start with that word Capcom, and I don't really want to do that. Like for example, like Capcom versus SNK or Capcom Fighting All Stars. You know, we talking about M.U.G.E.N projects here and stuff and such etc. You know, or Capcom World and you know, things like that. You know, I don't want to like start off with that because everybody else is already doing that. You know. That's why, like, when you see these SNK versus Capcom projects, you know, which a lot of people are doing them because, you know, it was the most popular thing, especially in the real gaming community. It was the most popular thing. But we talking in the M.U.G.E.N community, I don't want to be one of those people, you know, to start to do that. That's why I won't ever really do a Capcom versus SNK because of those reasons, because everybody else is doing that. So if anything, I'd rather just wait for whoever to come out with their own Capcom vs SNK projects, you know, and I would just play their game or something like that. But I'm not going to make my own because everybody's already doing that. You know, understand what I'm saying? which I feel like it makes sense in that way, you know, because me, you know, I'm just trying to be different with mine. That's just, I'm just being real here. I'm just trying to be different, you know. So, and like, because on my thread that I wrote on the M.U.G.E.N, New Age Music site, you know, like I said, one guy wasn't too fond of the idea, so I explained why or whatever. But I didn't really want to. He gave me a couple of suggestions about, you know, the names or whatever. But that's the problem. I don't want my title to start with just Capcom in it. Like, Capcom's like my first title. I don't want that to be my first title, because like I said, there's too many projects out there that starts with that, and I don't want to do that. Which I'm not going to really do that, because that's like me following up along with everybody else, and I don't want to do that. Like, it gave me another. I had heard another couple of suggestions, like just start with a Street Fighter title. That's another thing too, but I don't want it to be just a Street Fighter game, like a Street Fighter game where I add Street Fighter characters in it, and maybe along like some Capcom characters as like guest characters in the game. I don't want to do that either. I'm completely, you know, going far away from that. I don't want to do that either, to be honest with you guys. I don't want to do that, you know. So I don't want to just make like just a complete Street Fighter game. I want it to be like a crossover. That's why I came up with the idea of Street Fighter versus Capcom. That's why I came up with that. And I know it's like it sounds weird, but what should be mostly important besides the title, the gameplay should be more important besides the title. You know, the gameplay is more important. So for me, I think, you know, the gameplay is more important than the title. We just gotta wait and see how the game ourselves is going to turn out to be, you know, or whatever the case may be and whatnot, you know. So, but I'm really trying to avoid using, you know, Capcom as my first title, you know. That's why I'm saying I'm not going to really go by that. So that's why I'm doing this. Like, for example, you might as well say the same thing for like Darkstalkers versus Street Fighter, because that's Capcom among itself too, because, you know, Darkstalkers characters are Capcom characters. So what do you have to say for that? You know, that's still Capcom going up against Capcom. But although people like the idea of Street Fighter characters going up against Darkstalkers characters, sounds like a great idea, but it's still Capcom characters though, right? It is. Same thing like with Capcom fighting All Stars. That's Capcom characters fighting along Capcom characters, you know, but just not in sections. They not separated. They all in the same thing, you know. So, and another thing too, like I know there's a couple of projects out there, like for example, like you have what you have out there. You have, like, there's one project I downloaded, which is Street Fighter versus Fatal Fury, right? That's basically Capcom versus SNK. It's just the title is different. It's just Street Fighter versus Fatal Fury, but Fatal Fury is SNK, right? But so it's still Capcom versus SNK, because you still got Street Fighter characters with their Capcom characters, and Fatal Fury characters are SNK characters. So what would you say about that right there? Like another example, like there's another project out there that's we're taking it to the Marvel side now. Like you have Avengers versus the X-Men, and that's Marvel going up against Marvel, ain't it? And I'm like to myself, like, okay, if you're gonna make something like that, you might as well just make like a Marvel superhero games, because X-Men versus Avengers is Marvel going up against Marvel, you know. So it's just Avengers fighting the X-Men. But I don't know if anybody ever said anything about that though. So, you know, but I'm like to myself, okay, but the title is different, but it's still Marvel characters going up against Marvel characters either way, you know. So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I really kind of like don't see too much of the problem where you have Street Fighter characters going up against Capcom characters, because at least they'll be divided into sections. You know, you got the Street Fighter side, you got the Capcom side. You know, that's just the only thing is, you know. So I just try to point out some ideas, you know, about what about that. You know, that's why I mentioned, you know, those projects, like, you know, the Street Fighter versus Fatal Fury, and the X-Men versus the Avengers, and such like that, you know. So, but you know, I don't know, that's just my opinion out there. But like I said, we just gotta, you know, the gameplay should really just matter about the game, you know, not really the title or whatever. I just wanted to state my opinion, but also I just want to let you guys know that's what I got in the works or whatever, because, you know, I've been, you know, working on this project, you know, really hard and stuff like that, trying to make it good, make as good as possible as I can and stuff like that. But I would bring out some gameplay for you guys, but I can't do that yet because, like I said, I'm still polishing things up with the characters first. And or whatever. So I don't know. It's probably gonna be a while, maybe a while, before I bring out some gameplay. Because also too, what I want to do, since like I said, the game is gonna be using Pot's characters. I also want to like just switch around certain things, you know, so the game could be different than just like having those same things being recycled over and over, you know. So, you know, so yeah. So like I said, I would bring out some gameplay, but just not yet, you know. So I just wanted to share that with you guys or whatever. But like I said, I'm still gonna go on with the idea, you know, or whatever, no matter what. Like I said, I just don't want to like keep following up on the trend of starting my title with the word Capcom in it, and you know, I don't want to do that. That's why I'm trying to just completely like separate myself away from that. I'd rather leave that up to everybody else, you know, because, you know, like I said, but me, I'm just saying for myself, really, for me, I just want to, you know, do things differently. That's all, you know. So yeah, I'm about to close this video out now, so I just wanted to share that with you guys. And plus, you know, I wanted to bring out a video at least, you know, because I know I don't, you know, bring out videos as much as I used to, and I haven't streamed in a while, but I will be like streaming soon, you know, or whatever. I just don't know when, but you know, but like I said, guys, I'm still around. I've just been busy working on things or whatever, and also with outside life, you know. I hope everybody's doing good, and you know, it's good to see you guys, good to hear talking to you guys. I just wanted to share my idea with y'all. You know how I do. But that's all pretty much for now. So I guess I'm gonna go right now. So if anything, I'll just holler at you guys later. And y'all have a good week, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.